Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So we've got busy times ahead of us, We want today, our main focus is going to be on getting this fully designed. I've started, so I've put some waste storage in. We don't really need the waste storage because this should be able to handle waste for a long time. The reason I wanted the waste storage is so I could set an alert on it and say, if you get 25% full, tell me straight away, because that means we need to do something to scale this up because you're not handling it, or we're not making enough chlorine or filter media or something. So that's why I wanted to put waste storage in. So I've done that. We have a truck struggling to find a destination it can reach. Is that because I put this here? Where did that pillar come from? Wait, is that a relatively new addition? That's to go over to this bit. Okay. Okay. Well, let's fix that. Quick as you like, thank you. And let's just bring that there instead. I might need to get rid of some things here. I think this pillar is probably confusing them. That's gone. Don't think I can do much about this pillar. Are you still stuck? You are still stuck because of that pillar now. If we get rid of all that again and keep it at the same height this time, rather than dropping down, which was not my intention, it immediately puts a pillar there, but at least if it's at the same height, we should be able to remove that pillar. So let's bring this like in line with this, because they can't go there anyway. Let's put that there, and it's still dropped down. Okay, attempt number 3. Oh, the pillar's there anyway now. That pillar's there, and I can't put anything there to get rid of that. Okay, this is going to need some finagling, isn't it? So this whole section, we can move that back, and we can move this back. Go, 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 go. I haven't Unity'd it. That'll be why that hasn't disappeared. And then if we delete that as well to get rid of that pillar. And Unity. And then if we bring this further back to say here, we can put that in there. Do that to get rid of the pillar. Connect that to that, and that to that. And then where, hold on, where is this pipe connected? Oh, that was the one that goes over there, okay. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we bring it, I want to get rid of that first pillar. Can I get rid of that first pillar? Doesn't want me to, does it? We might be able to do something with that. So let's go to here, here, here. Well, that pillar's for that bit up there, isn't it? That's what it is. But we can get rid of this one. Yep. We want to be able to get... Why is that still got a... Oh, it's because it's joining two things of different sizes, so it's put a thing in there. Okay. That's fine. Let's change this more. Unity. Thank you. Keep forgetting to hit the Unity button. So if we instead bring this along here, we shouldn't need that junction anymore. Why do we still have a junction there? So we can do that. We can do that to get rid of that pillar. We're getting there. This one. Oh, word. Where was this one connected? Well, it's connected into this. Oh, let's put a pillar in again. If I go straight, and then up there, let's put pillars all over the place. Okay, this is... Now it's added 2 pillars there and I can't get rid of those. Oh, game, why do you hate me so? Okay, let's get rid of all of that. Oh, we're going to get there in a minute. Don't worry, we'll get there in a minute. We forgot to unity it. Okay. Copy a Mark 1 pipe. Nope, still got unity on. Copy a Mark 1 pipe. Okay, that's left a bigger gap. This one... Just stop. Just... What did I delete then? This bit was just going to put another pillar in. Oh, you are winding me right up, game. You are winding me right up today. That, I think, went into there. But it went at a stupid angle, so it put all these stupid pillars in. Right, that's better. Oh my word. Can we unity all of that? Because that's fine. It's only left 3 tiles there, but that's enough for these trucks to get in and out. Where are you? Oh, you can go out that way. Then what were any of you complaining about? What were any of you complaining about? Let's fix this one anyway. As it is there now. We'll come to you, other mystery truck that is struggling to reach a destination. Can't find valid pillars placement. Because that is higher. There. I mean, that's better. It's not ideal, but it's better. I think everything's connected. I think. So we have water coming out that goes into the loop and also goes along here, which feeds into this, which goes into whatever this mess is. Wait, that's not right, is it? That one shouldn't be going into that, surely. Okay, you know what? We're going to load the game. No, we're not, because I did a lot of stuff down the bottom. Oh, okay, we're going to load the game. We're going to see what's going on. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be back in a minute. Okay, so I accidentally recorded a little bit of stuff with the microphone muted. Not a problem, it's fine. So I went back to an autosave that happened just before I started recording. Deleting this big storage that was here is what gave them the pass out. They didn't really care about this. This is still blocked by this pillar, but as they don't care, I don't care. And up until this is blocked, it's not going to be a problem, so we're going to leave that for now. It's fine. I deleted the additional storages. So this is the other thing we wanted to look at today, because I had a bit of a eureka moment. So I was in bed on Thursday night after the last recording. I was just thinking about this, and I was like, we've got these extra storages, so we're going to output from these storages just into these storages. So that's going to act as something that can be exported elsewhere, but it's not going to be input back into the system. And it all got really messy, and I was like, and then if we want that to be a big storage, we don't have the room to put that there with those storages there, because that was planned to relieve a big so I couldn't figure out how that was going to work. So I was thinking about how the setup was at the time, and the setup at the moment is the loop comes in, it feeds into the storage goes into a balancer, the balancer tries to put it back into the loop. If it can't, it puts it into the burners. So essentially, if there's stuff that needs to go into the loop, these will never fill up, and if there's stuff to be burnt, it'll never fill up. That's not quite what we want, is it? So I was thinking about that, and I was like, why do we have the inputs feed in directly into the storages? Does that make sense? And the answer I came up with was, no, that doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing that? So this little mess down here is what we've come up with. So we've added another balancer. So the bottom balancer, the loop input goes into the bottom balancer. The bottom balancer prioritizes, if we check this, it prioritizes outputting on the top, outputting back into the loop. So in this case, the naphtha comes in. If it can, it just goes straight back out. If the loop is full, it then goes up into the second balancer. The second balancer says, as a priority, go into the storage and fill the storage. If the storage is full and the second balancer can't output to the storage, then and only then it outputs to the burners. And there was also a little hidden bit here which wasn't done, which wasn't really a concern because we never had any naphtha, but I fixed that as well. And you as well. Does that mean there's more over here? No, because we know that one's working, we know that one's working. I mean, it's just those two. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. The storages then output back into the bottom balancer. So then we have two inputs. We have the input from the loop, which is prioritized, tries to output to the loop again, and if for some reason we don't have enough input here to feed this output here, it'll then use the storage to feed the main loop, which is absolutely fine. I don't mind not having storage if we're feeding the main loop. That makes sense. So to reiterate, loop in goes to balancer, prioritizes loop out, or goes to second balancer. Second balancer prioritizes fuel in storage, otherwise it goes to the burner. Storage goes into the first balancer as a secondary priority just to keep the loop full if the storage is there. That makes sense to everyone? Excellent. Right. So we've done the naphtha, we need to do the rest of them, which is going to be a challenge because that's going to be in the way of that balancer. So these balancers for this one are going to have to be a little bit different. We're going to get rid of that pipe, we're going to get rid of that pipe, we're going to get rid of that pipe, we're going to get rid of this pipe up to here. I'm going to get rid of that because we don't need that. And then we're going to try to remember what we did and replicate it in a slightly different form. How are we going to do? So that's the output. Yeah. Okay. So it inputs into a balancer. The balancer prioritizes output to the loop. So far, so good. Let's get rid of that. Then we're going to have another balancer. And we're going to connect those two together. There. I'm going to swap the direction of that. Excellent. So, priority input from the loop. Tries to output to the loop. If it can't output to the loop, it outputs to another balancer. This balancer priority outputs. We could go around there. No, let's not do that because it's going to be in the way of everything. Priority outputs to the storage. Excellent. The storage outputs to the first balancer. I suppose I could have done that there. So this is the second one. It has a priority. It doesn't really need a priority input for the second one, does it? No, because it just has one input. It has an input. It outputs to the storage as a priority. If it can't output to the storage, it outputs to the burner. That, I think, is everything. Loop into the balancer, prioritizes out, otherwise goes into the second balancer, prioritizes storage, which goes into the first balancer, which does show that it's connected. No, you can't have a balancer connecting. Come on, you're almost there. There we go. That works. Loop comes in, outputs to loop, secondary input from the storage if we need to buff the system, or if we need to feed in materials from elsewhere. Otherwise, it outputs to the secondary balancer, which prioritizes filling up the storage. If it can't fill up the storage, it burns it. Yes, that is what we want. What is next? Fuel gas. Fuel gas, we are going to delete you. We're going to delete you. We are going to delete you. We could copy. Not really. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll manually do it. It's all right. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. We're going to bring the fuel gas back to here. I'm going to unity that. We're going to unity that. Thank you. We're going to copy this pipe. We are going to come off of... there you are. We're going to come in at height 2. We're going to bring this over to here. We're going to plug that into the balancer. So this has a priority input. It prioritizes output into there. If it can't put out to there, then it outputs to the top balancer. The top balancer, which way do we go around? To the left. Not that it really matters, I suppose. The top balancer outputs to the storage. The storage outputs to the bottom balancer. And then the top one, if it cannot fill the storage, it goes into there. So loop in, bottom balancer, priority output loop, otherwise output second balancer, priority out to storage, otherwise out to burner. That's it. Excellent. Oh, we're getting the hang of this now. And then the hydrogens. Let's get rid of this. In fact, we don't really need to get rid of those, do we? Thinking about it, we don't need to get rid of those. But it's fine. It's fine. Let's come up to there. Copy this pipe. Not yet. Unity that. Copy this pipe. Come into here. 1, 2, 3. Turn off magnetism. Come along to here. Magnetism back on. Connect into that. Unity those. Get rid of those. Pop this up into there. Goes up to there. If it can't go to there, go into the top one. The top one will output to... The top one will output to storage. The storage outputs to the bottom one. Otherwise, it outputs to there. Let's just double check. Priority in from the loop, out there. Extra input from the storage. Otherwise, output to the top one, which shows... Oh, that's the bottom one. Go to the top one, which priorities this, fill in the storage. Otherwise, it goes to the burners. So even if we're using the burners, the storage will have to be full for that to work. Let us unity that, and that, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. So that saves us having to build weird extra storages and have outputs go into storages for no reason. We should be able to make sure there are no ghosts around. We're already seeing some of these pipes with stuff in them. It makes this all look a lot more complex, and it could probably have been done a lot neater, but it is what it is, and it looks fine. So now we will only be burning this when the storage is full. When the storage is full, it will burn hydrogen. So I'm going to unpause those again, because those are the ones which are filling up at the moment. That's probably just because it's got stuff in there, in the buffer, and then it's going to stop. Yes, same with you. Yeah, you're just using stuff that's in the buffer. That's fine. We don't mind that. Okay, right. Problem solved. Message. We've got new refugees. We've got plenty of housing. In fact, we have a lot of workers. So let's pause the beacon. Let's not feed people for no reason. High supply of hydrogen. We don't really care about the high supply of hydrogen anymore, do we? Well, no, we don't, because we'll be burning it. So we no longer, let's just find where we are. We no longer care about a high supply of hydrogen. Because if we have a high supply of hydrogen, it would just burn the hydrogen, and everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. So we're going to see a lot of this, where it can't output to the loop, even though this has got nothing in it. So this pipe must be full, yeah. But this one is not. But it must be built properly because it is connected. So it can't output to the loop even though there's nothing in there, which is weird because at the very least it should be filling that up. So this one goes over here into a balancer. Oh my word. How are you supposed to do anything in this game? Because that's got different priorities, so it's not putting that back into the loop because it's got enough coming from elsewhere, which it definitely doesn't. It's because this is full. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Yes. Everything's fine. We've got lots of construction parts. That's fine. The ship is sat there waiting for something to do. That is less fine. So we have, what's this? A bauxite quarry. We don't have a bauxite quarry yet. Do we need a bauxite quarry? Not sure. Go blow up that ship. Off you go. Yeah, and really we're hoping to see this start filling up soon. I suppose it's because they've had trucks delivering fuel gas there. So the fuel gas is trying to go into loop even though there's nothing coming off of this one. That's fine. All this should be running. Pause. You're not running because that's full. You're not running because you're full of diesel. Which makes sense. I haven't left enough room for the bigger diesel storage because I built those there. Lord, give me strength. We could build it out to the front. In fact, they're not even level 2s yet. Make them level 2s. That'll give us more diesel storage. So because we can't produce any diesel, we're not burning the medium oil, so we're not making the light oil, so we're not making naphtha and fuel gas, so we're not making anything. Sulfur, on the other hand, is starting to look pretty good. This belt is full, pretty much. Did you just deliver sulfur then? No, you're picking sulfur up to take to... What? No. Do not. Do not do that. Are you mad? Yes, we do need slag, and that's probably what you're thinking. There's a little busy bee worker in there. He's like, man, we need slag, and we need a lot of it, so let's get this sulfur in there straight away. No, let's not do that, Sunshine. Let's not do that. Let's wait for those to fill up like the gentlemen we are. And maybe we can start thinking about doing some of this some point soon. Right, so we have extra diesel storage, but not a lot. We're basically just making too much diesel. So if we're making too much diesel, why not swap the priorities over here? So we focus on doing fuel gas and hydrogen. How would we do that? We would say this is now the priority out. And that's it, isn't it? So it goes into this one as a priority, and this one then puts it down here. I guess it would be nice if we could swap these two over by changing these. Which we could do by building pipes that are facing the right way and are built paused. So that one there, we just swap the priority from that to that. This one here is a bit more awkward because we can't have balancers connected to pipes, can we? So if we just bring this back a bit, unity that. And we're going to delete this. And we're going to think about how this is going to work. Basically, we just want it to come out one extra tile, I think. Just wanted a pipe. Just wanted a pipe. So we're going to come from here to here. It's not going to quite work, is it? I don't think. So that would go there. That goes to there. And then we'd want to connect a thing there, but that doesn't count as a connection. And actually, if we can get rid of that, get that connected at the front end. Oh my word, don't do that. Just want a pipe. Oh man, it's a pain I can't get that across again. But I could bring it down. I could bring it down. So if we come from... Hello? Hello? There, to there, to there, to there. And then we can take one from there to there. So if we just unity that, and then this pipe, we are going to pause. So if we want to swap these over now, making sure it's all flowing, it is. So if we want to swap this over from making diesel to something else, because diesel is almost full again, we can say, you are now going to prioritize that output, and we're going to unpause that pipe, and we're going to pause that pipe. And then you have 2 priority outs. Oh, you have 2 priority outs. So then we're going to pause that pipe, and we're going to pause that pipe, and we're going to say, rather than those two, it is this one, because that one is going to feed that system. So you don't need to change the priorities, do you? You just change what's paused. It doesn't matter if that's a priority out if that pipe's paused, does it? Because it's never going to transport anything. Yeah. So we just change the pause in, or we can change the priorities. We can do whatever we want. That is also a priority. And that's now doing stuff there. So that is now prioritizing fuel gas and hydrogen over diesel. And over here, how easy would it be? So again, we have 2 priority outs, which is a pain. We could just, maybe for this one, we just say, just do that. We'll just try to keep this one simple. Let's try not to make it too complicated. Complicated. And we'll probably fill it with hydrogen relatively soon anyway. Let's just see how that does for our diesel. On our diesel, we do want an alert if this is, let's say 50% empty, and see how often it goes off. Or if it goes off, maybe it don't, maybe it won't. Yeah, we want to know if that diesel is going down. Basically, that diesel needs to be full at all time, but we don't want to be producing so much diesel that this isn't running, which is currently the situation. Over here, we should see these not running. They're not making diesel. That's making diesel. That's making hydrogen. That is trying to run, even though it's not a priority. I'm hoping that's just stuff it had in the buffer. We are prioritizing output to this one, which is prioritizing output to the hydrogen reformers. We're just making too much diesel, so we do need to make big diesel storage. But that's a pain because of that pipe, and going the other way is a pain as well. It's going to have to come this way, I think, because there's just more pipes there. I just don't think I planned that very well. And that's the general water output for this system. We could just build a massive storage, because what are the differences in 2 holds 400s? We've got 800. That's 2,500. We could just tell trucks to keep this. It holds 400. If we take that down to 320, I suppose. We've got somewhere to take it. Take it. Okay. The ship was in battle. We lost. Wait, what? Are you coming home? We need to change that again, because that's not working. A quartz mine. An enemy occupied their territory with something. And a rock mine. I was sure my score was over 400. Like, I was sure my score was over 400. Obviously not, because nothing happened. Wood is just about holding steady, but it's getting down. It's because we've stopped constructing so much stuff at the moment. But it is a problem. We are full of limestone and coal. There are worse places to be in the world than full of limestone and coal, my friend. But we can't collect coal from there, can we? We might need like a coal buffer bucket over here that we can get so trucks can collect coal from there. Oh, the other thing. That was the other thing. Yes. So I was thinking about housing and how at some point we're going to need more houses. We're sort of now. We've got one we can build there once we move the waste. We don't really want to go in this direction, partly because it's going to have to go all the way over into that. We're going to have to move all of the food production and the rainwater harvesters. We could maybe do this bottom one, just move the oil out of the way. The oil could go up there. That wouldn't be too much of a problem. But I don't really want to do that unless we can help it. If we could do this bit, it'd be lovely. The problem with that is, if we copy a little pipe and just come from here at a height of 5. Oh, you're just a pain in my behind. Where is that? There? I think there. Let's just put that there for the moment. So that is in line. So that is where the houses would need to line up. So we probably want a little bit extra next to it. So we have this here needs to be dug out really. Yeah, it needs to be dug out. There's not really two ways about it. And I was thinking if we do that like now, it's just going to put us in a better position. If we just dig it out, get this bit here refilled, it means we're not going to have to worry about it later on. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to come at a... We're going to get rid of that and that. We're going to come down at an angle. Yes. We're going to go all the way along here. Because how far is this going to come out? Yeah, so if we come up to about there, that should be plenty. We then want to go flat, and we're going to dig out to 3 there. In fact, I want to come out a bit further than that, just to make sure we get everything, because I can see a little bit of red there. So we're going to go back to this, we're going to go flat, we're going to go like this. We're going to copy this, and we're going to put this just next to this mining tower. And then we're going to unity that, and we're going to mark that one for deletion. And then we're going to have to come out a bit further there, aren't we, actually? So if we come out a bit further, make sure we're flat. We are not. Just because there's a little bit there. So if we come over there, start digging that out. Do we want to prioritize it? Maybe. Let's get rid of all of that. We don't need that. That was just a little guide for us. So we could force them to dig down there, which I'm sort of tempted to do. Let's do it. Let's do it. So that should now just have that area. Let's get them digging out that bit first. It means they're going to have to dig up a bit of dirt and rock and everything. I was going to say we're doing okay for iron ore. Not really. So maybe we'll change that and make them dig all over the place in a minute. Looks like they could do with more trucks here. How many trucks do they have? 6. Let's give them another 3. How are the others looking in terms of trucks? Yeah, you're waiting for stuff, but that's because all the trucks are stuck there. Are all the trucks stuck over there? Oh yeah, actually the trucks are just stuck over there filled with iron ore, because you can't put it in there. So actually, yeah, we're fine for iron ore. I take it back. It's not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. Do we want to make more flattenator trucks just to get through this quickly? Because once we've flattened this, we could either look at flattening this, which we might want to do, because that we might want to do something there with the titanium, so we might want to flatten that. Or we might want to do some like special projects. We need like an alpha dig team and like get some rock on the go to get through all this, because we are going to need a bit more rock. Because we can use this to make, so at the moment we are not making a lot of concrete because we haven't got all the slag. We can change that over to rock. It's not really a massive concern because we do have a fair bit of concrete in stock, so I'm not in any rush for that. I was about to get all excited about it and do it, but actually we don't need to worry about it. So instead, let's come down here and see what we can finish off down here. So, where are we? We've got the water facility outputting into a waste tank. The waste tanks go into the wastewater treatment plants. They output sludge on this belt. They output water on these pipes. The water is a stupid pipe. Wait a second. Where is... That should be connected there. That doesn't need to be a 3 there, or there. There, okay, that's better. The water output's there to go into the water storage tanks. At the moment they're only doing 1 tank, but whatever. That water is going to need to come back into here at some point. How much water are we currently using? About 87. So let's take 1 Mark II pipe of water. Bring it there, bring it up to height 4. Thank you. Bring that over here. Plug it in there. So now we have the water coming in, the water being produced there. That, by the way, I mentioned the sludge belt. That is something when we were designing all the little bits we're going to need for this, we did not account for sludge. We did not account for the 36 sludge these are going to make. So we need anaerobic digesters. In fact, we might need 8 of those if we're running at full whack. So these anaerobic digesters take sludge, they make fuel gas, and they make compost. The incineration plant uses fuel gas or hydrogen, so the fuel gas we're making there would be useful to power those. We should be fuel gas positive. If we're running 1 of these at full whack, it produces 36 sludge, which means we can run 2 of those, which produces 16 fuel gas. That only takes 6. So we could run enough of them, I think I'm saying. We could run enough of them. The reason this is spaced like this, so the edge of the town is here, I did originally have these modules right on the edge, but I wanted the storage here, particularly the water, because that might be coming in from over here as well if we need it. And I didn't want anything hanging over the edge of the town. So this pipe here is like another marker pipe. We can't go up to, we can go up to that pipe, but not over that pipe. That's what I'm getting at. So we probably also want the fuel gas like up there as well, actually, but kind of doesn't matter now, and we've got space to put it at the back there. So I'm going to come here. How much space did we leave there? It was about a full 5, wasn't it? Yeah, so let's leave a space of 5 for reasons unknown to anyone, and then the 2 fuel gases. I don't know if we're going to want hydrogen, but let's leave 3. Is it 3 I left over there? In fact, no, it's just 1 I left over there. Let's leave 1 space if we need to do pipe work, and then the 2 hydrogen. I don't think we're going to need the hydrogen, hopefully, because we've got the fuel gas coming off of these. We are going to add in a hydrogen boiler, which does take 72, but it makes 48 steam, and we're only going to be using 36 steam. So maybe it's going to work out with the hydrogen, but we'll keep the coal boiler as a backup, I think. So what's next? Filter media and chlorine. Well, chlorine comes from this little bit here, doesn't it? And the filter media comes from this little bit here. Let's move this out of the way. Let's do this bit. Do we want this to go this way? We probably want it like that so the boilers are on that side, I suppose. And we can't have it going any further up than that way. Do we want storage for the filter media? Not really, I don't think. It makes 36. These use 8. I don't think we want storage for the filter media. So let's get a Mark 1 belt first. I'm assuming it's U-shaped. It is. Do you know what? First of all, come here. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of that. Get rid of that. It's just going to make things easier to see. Flat U-shaped conveyor Mark 1. In fact, just have a very quick look over here. We are fuel gas positive. Oh my word, that is such a good thing to say. We are fuel gas positive. We are hydrogen positive. Let's unpause these just so we have something to do with the fuel gas. We are almost filled with fuel gas. Almost. Not quite. Stop trying to build stuff. That one's basically full. That one is very nearly full. That's awesome. We are still full of diesel. So even though this is prioritizing these over these. Should be the same. This one looks like it's still trying to... Oh no, it's waiting for fuel gas. Yeah, because all the fuel gas is coming down here, which is perfect. That's what we want it to do. Up until it fills with fuel gas, and then it will go trying to make diesel anyway. Yeah, awesome. Sulfur is looking fantastic. At the point where I'm thinking we probably could even think about enabling the fertilizer too again. Wouldn't that be nice? Right, cool. So that's working as we expected. Or not as we expected. Expected is a strong word. As we were hoping it would work. I flipped that over, but actually that's no good because we need those boxes on the outside, don't we? So let's put this about here. And this is going to have to go somewhere different for now. We'll pop it here. I don't want to go all the way down in case trucks are trying to go past. Let's put it like there. Cool. Belt mark 1. That's where we were like half an hour ago. So that's going to come into there. That's going to connect to there. Excellent. Nice and easy. For these, we can't just come straight out because we... Oh, we can come straight out. Excellent. That's that connected. This is going to be a minor problem. So for now, I'm just going to leave that up there at level 2. Fine. So that's that connected. That's that all connected. That's just good to go, really, isn't it? That's just good to go. It's a mixer mark 1, but that should be plenty because it makes 36, like we said, and we need 32. So that should be absolutely fine as long as we have rock and coal coming in, which should not be a problem. Then we have the steam from this boiler. And then we have this other boiler we would like to run as well. Yeah, I can't quite put that where I'd like it really, can I? So if we put that there... Ah, hilarious. Connect that there. Because that produces CO2. We might want to belt that in or just collect it in a barrel at some point. But for now, let's just do that. Why is it saying it's not connected? Because that is not oriented the right way. There we go. And then we have steam. I don't want you going out any further. Is there a height you can get over this? Yes, there is. So if we go to here, and then you connect in there. Perfect. I'm probably going to want some prioritization on that, saying that. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get a fluid balancer in. Pop that there. Copy that. Pop that into there. And then prioritize the fuel gas. That's going to need water in. That's going to need water in. How much water? Boiler doesn't have a recipe. 48 water. And 48 water. So let's grab a Mark 1 pipe. Let's take just off this. Height. Height 3, whatever that happens to be. Height 4. I don't really want it going around there. Oh, you can just jump over. Okay. Sort of silly, but okay. And let's take that to there just in case we need it anywhere else. Yes, this is only a Mark 1 pipe, so it can't do both, but we shouldn't need to do both. Excellent. You have an output there that's complaining, but we don't care because for this particular recipe we only have one output. Cool. That is the filter media sorted. Then comes the chlorine, which is this bit here. Do we want a chlorine box? Does chlorine do anything else? Well, that's a good question. Does filter media do anything else? We use it for toxic slurry treatment as well. Toxic slurry comes from gold, so it's unlikely to be anywhere near here. So let's not worry about that. Chlorine. We are going to need chlorine for the graphite section. So I feel like we do want chlorine storage. So we do have a little area over here. It'd be nice if, again, though, we could plan for large storage, which isn't going to quite fit there. So why don't we put here a large chlorine storage. And then should we move this over here somewhere so we could fit this up here? Maybe. All sort of depends on if we can get that down here, doesn't it? What are you? So you can go over there, but you can't go. I suppose it's just pillar placement, isn't it? But yes, I think is the answer. We can get down there relatively easily. Because then we can put the sludge process in like here. Here we have the waste, so I could put this. I mean, it does just about fit. I don't know if it's going to fit by the time we have stuff in, so I could put it this way. I want them in a nice little square, really, don't I? That might be messing everything up. We'll see. We'll see, I suppose, won't we? Bearing in mind, we might want to have truck access. I suppose we're going to have truck access at the back to start with, aren't we? No, because we're going to have pipes. I don't know. Let's figure this out. So we have this. We have 3 lots of... Well, we've got 3 lots of... what's this going to use? Just high steam, right? Yeah. I guess it does. There's not a lot we can do about that. That means this fuel gas is full. We could make all of these Mark II boxes. That'll give us the room to make more fuel gas. We're not seeing any naphtha coming in still, which probably means we're not seeing any naphtha coming in here. Not really. I would like to see that, but all the naphtha's being processed. We could just turn off the naphtha processing temporarily. Just so we can get some in the system. But we need to be overproducing naphtha. And we're making 48 and we're using 48. So we're never going to overproduce. Unless we just pause one of those each. So we're only using half our naphtha and the other half can go up there. Saying that, we're full of rubber. So, did you know what? Who really cares? I care. Let's leave them pause for a minute. Just get some naphtha in the system. Then we can at least run that for a little bit. Okay. This is looking fantastic. This one is basically full. This one isn't. That's because this one is getting input from here as well, I guess. Although it shouldn't be enough that it's causing that much of a problem, because at the moment that's going to back up. Is there anything we can do about that? We could maybe... Is it not flat? It's not flat. I suppose we could come off of that one, couldn't we? And say go up there. keep Unity in little bits. Because then this one will go with this one. And if I upgrade that belt on its own, they will merge together fast, and then they'll both merge with this one, which means we'll get a 2-to-1 ratio, I think. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. Now that I'm trying to think about it, I'm like, I really don't know if that's going to matter at all. I would just like to see this one go down. You know, it shouldn't be like that. We could do that. Have half of this one's input going into here as well as that half. So this one gets 3/4 of the input. This one gets 1/4. Let's do that. I don't think that's doing anything. Let's get rid of it. Okay. Bit of a cough. I've got no tea. That's a pain. Oh, we've been going over an hour, but I did pause for a little bit. So we've probably got a little bit of time. So let's pop back down here. Haven't made as much progress with this as I'd have liked, but hey diddly ho. So we've got these over here. These need to bring water in. So let's these do 108. So we're going to have 300 and let's call it 330. That's going to be a pipe 3. Pipe 2 only holds 200. So we're going to need a pipe 3 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You did not go the little flat thing I wanted you to. Let's try that again. Flat. Try again. Connect. Connect. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. And then we're just going to bring you straight along here up to here. And then you're going to come to let's get rid of that one. And then over here, obviously a 60 pipe isn't going to move enough, so we're going to do, in fact that needs to be a 3 pipe as well, doesn't it? So you're going to go into there, and then we can do a 2 pipe from there to there. Excellent. That is the water coming in. Let's get, well, how much do these take each? 108. Okay. So let's get a 2 pipe connected to there, 2 pipe connected to there, 2 pipe connected to there. We also need steam in, which is here. That only needs to, oh, no, it will actually need to be, oh no, well, the 1 pipe is fine. 1 pipe is fine. So let's come off of here. So we're going along this belt. Keep this at height 3. Bring this over here. To come in here. To come down to here. And then we're going to connect this to this. This to this. This to this. Get rid of that. Excellent. So those are the inputs for that all sorted. Then we have water and brine that come out. Water! Is water going to go straight into storage? These are outputting 240, 480. It's only a 450 pipe. And we also have, oh no, because it's using both at the minute, isn't it? So we've got a 240 in a Mark III and 240 in a Mark III. A Mark III can carry 450, so we've got about 200 spare capacity in each of those pipes. This produces 78. So we could do 2 of those into one of them, and 1 of them into the other one. So we're going to need a Mark II pipe. Do we have a Mark II pipe handy? Can't see one. So that is going to come... I'm going to have to move these slightly. They're too close. So that's going to come there. It is going to come... I suppose what we could do is just like start here. Height 5 across there. How far across here can you go? Can we get up the middle? Why did you suddenly do that? Just connect there. That's fine. I suppose we could probably do something like, actually, delete that. They do 78 each, which is going to be, say it's 80, it's 240, so it's too much. So let's do a Mark III pipe. Bring that to about there. Connect that into there. That into there. Yeah. And then it'll just try and fill up the pipes wherever it can. Fine. Perfect. Job done. And then we have these. Do we want them this way around? Doesn't make a lot of difference. Let's put them this way around. Let's give it a little bit of space, because we've got an output that needs to come out of there. We have the brine. We are outputting 42 brine. We need a Mark II pipe. Mark II pipe, thank you. So the brine is going to come out of here. It's going to go to here. Does it matter if it's at ground level for this one? Probably not. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. That's going to go up to there. That's going to go up to there. They take 18 each. That's absolutely fine. I never connected the water up to the other ones. That's fine. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. In fact, I never connected the water up to anything, did I? Let's do that. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. Not you. You're just going to get... You're going to get gone. You're gone. Okay. That's that sorted. These now output chlorine. We have chlorine storage for this. They output 12 chlorine. That's 3672. So let's just do this and do... I want to force you to have a join. I also don't need you to be Mark whatever. So you are going to come up, and how close? Yeah, go straight across. You're going to come up like that. I then want you to be connected. So if I put a pipe connector in, copy that, put that there, delete that, and then I'm going to put an extra one there because I'm about to delete that. If I delete you, we're going to get rid of the connector. Yep. Which was there, which I think was there. Then we're going to copy you. We're going to put you there, there, and there. And then connect those up. Then we're going to copy all of that. And we're going to put that on the other side. We're going to get rid of that excess. By the way, what I'm doing here to get rid of this quickly is I'm pressing X, which cuts that pipe as a blueprint, and then I'm right-clicking to get rid of it. Just a nice, handy, quick way into our very reasonably sized storage. We may as well bring that down one. Cool. We have brine in, we have chlorine out. We have water in, we have steam in, we have water out, we have brine out. Sweet. The chlorine we might want to pipe out at some point to go somewhere, but for now it's just going to stay there. Let's get rid of that. Next up, waste. Or should we do, if we swap those around, the biomass will fit in there better. That just makes compost. The compost is also going to need to go to storage over here probably, even though we're going to want to put it up there. So we'll consider that. And then that's the sludge. Oh no, we want the sludge over there. We haven't done the sludge. Oh, we've done all of that but the sludge. Do you know what? It's probably time we sort of finished up there. So we're getting there in terms of this. I was going to try and do this all off camera and then record a video afterwards if I had time. But I thought I haven't, although I didn't do it with the a lot of this and I didn't do a lot of this. We haven't really looked through me fiddling around with this, and I thought this isn't too complicated, so it'll probably be worthwhile you guys seeing this in action thought process that I go through. I kind of love this weird little pipe jumping over the chimneys. It's so silly. I love it. So yeah, we need to get the anaerobic digesters sorted. Running a little low on room down to the bottom there, aren't we? Yeah, if we swap over these, we might be able to fit 2 of the, like, put those in a square over there. The input's there, isn't it? So if I put those like there, and then those there-ish, they could almost certainly go right next to each other because it's a piddly amount of sludge that they take in. Yeah, something like that. Oh, sorry, biomass. Oh, that's the output. Oh, that's fine. The outputs can also be close together. Whatever. Whatever. So we can move these over. Biomass in, compost out. Where the compost is going to go, I don't know. I don't know. We want to try and belt it out somewhere, but it's getting quite messy. Maybe we just send a straight belt down here to the bottom. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. We have a high supply of fuel gas. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It does, and we could always upgrade this one. That's fine. We want to try and use it all up so we can use all the food up, but we do also need just to have an improved food processing plant, because that's stupid. Quite frankly, it's stupid, my dear. But as we do have an excess of fuel gas down here, next time, maybe we'll look to do the concrete, because we've already got that built. We just need to delete that, put that in its place. We also actually, I need to put a reminder for myself, and let's just get rid of that. What was it? It was a replacement for crushed slag using gravel. So we're going to want like all of those on, aren't we, I think? So we're going to want to think about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a loose storage box and I'm going to put gravel on it to remind me. And then we'll look at, I think we're using all of the gravel we're making. Oh, we only have 2 gravel makers. Because that only needs 48 gravel. If we have one of these making gravel, it makes 144 gravel. This needs 48, so let's just call it 100 for the sake of argument. These would need, which one did I do? Oh, which one did I do? 18. 18 times 8 is 144. Ah, that's a bit of a pain, isn't it? So we would essentially need one of these dedicated to running gravel. We'll have to give this a bigger rock box, I think. And also make sure that that has more space. So yeah, we'll add this on the end here. Somewhere like that. We're going to make that definitely a bigger box, because we're going to be burning through a lot more rock. So that's going to be rock. And that's going to have to be a Mark II belt. So that's going to take 144 rock. And then we will belt this. What's it in place of? It's in place of the crushed slag. This one is making the crushed slag, so it goes here. So we need to put... I'm well aware that I've got myself massively distracted here. A little thing there. We're going to put a U-shaped balancer in there, which we can't because it's going to... Oh, that was frustrating. Why will you not let me connect those? There we go. U-shaped balancer in there. Oh, that's very annoying that that's there. What could we do about that? Could we get that up faster? Yes. And then this comes down to there. And then it doesn't really matter what we prioritize, I suppose. We probably don't need the balancer there, to be honest. But it's there now. It's fine. So yeah, that's what we're going to have there. Said I wasn't going to do anything else. Oh, hold on. You have finished digging this out. There is more iron to be had in them thar hills. So this is going to be the last thing I do. I promise. Why can't I dig down there? Is it because there's already... I want to come down. We're going to come down there instead, and then we're going to come down to level 2. You're all going to get yourselves stuck. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take the mining designation. I'm going to say edit area. I'm just going to put you over there for the moment. You missed like a little tiny nub in there. I'm going to wait for you all to leave. And then I'm going to come in here and say, take that down to level 3, that down to level 2, then flatten off at 2. We might need to come out just a tiny bit more there. Let's find out. And that should be fine. Let's put that back in. Ah, it's done it again. And we just come back over to the tower. Assuming we're still fine for iron ore. Yes, we are. Come back over to the tower. Edit area. Move that back over there. Perfect. So they're going to carry on digging that out so we can then immediately start filling that again. They have filled loads of this. The ship has come back. Automatically return home. You are not automatically repairing. Please automatically repair. Please, for the love of God, automatically repair. We're battle score 430. We got beaten by 400. Mate, that's embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself. What is going on in your life? We've used almost half of the oil in that place. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. How are we doing over here? We're still not seeing any naphtha coming out, even though we're only burning half the naphtha. Is that because our diesel is full? We do have a diesel alert on. That's for when it's empty, though, not for when it's full. And not a lot we can do when it's full. If it's full, right? We probably want alerts on these. Because if they're 25% empty, then we haven't got enough stuff coming in here. This is looking brilliant. So yeah, now we're at the position where this one doesn't have quite as much as the other one. What do you do, eh? What do you do? But we have got sulfur all over the place. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to look over here. That's using naphtha to make more fuel gas. This is making more hydrogen, which probably means we are burning the hydrogen and the fuel gas a little bit. Yes, we are. Not massive amounts, but enough. We should be seeing... Yeah, so it's prioritizing into these, which is fine because that's one 200 belt and one 200 belt coming in. Did I mess that up anywhere? One out, one in. One 200 belt in. Oh yeah, one 200 belt out. This one, however, has two 200 belts in and one 200 belt out. So if that is maxed out, it's going to be putting into this balancer faster than it's putting it into the storage. So I'm just going to very quickly fix that because that is obviously not going to work. So we're just going to take this. We're just going to come over here. It's going to connect that into there. We're going to unity that. We're going to check that bottom balancer. If I can get to it. So those two are a priority out. Wait, no. Yes, because that's the second one. Yes, because that's the inputs, that's the outputs. Fine. Okay, awesome. Let's finish up there then. So we have got this fixed. Now I think we are in a position where we are correctly dealing with the materials in the loop. Well, or not correctly is the wrong word. Where we are dealing, look at all this pipework. It's beautiful. We are dealing with it better, I think, than we were before. So we are actually now storing materials when the loop's full and only burning when the storage is full, which I think makes more sense. We should never be in a position where we are unable to process it all, because we should have enough boilers there that we can burn any excess hydrogen or fuel gas we have. Yep, so the fuel gas isn't full, the hydrogen isn't full, so that's exactly what's happening there. That's fine. I'd like to see more naphtha in the system, but right now we're full of diesel, so we're not burning anything because our diesel is so full. We could do with making the diesel storage bigger, but I don't know. Why? No, we could do with having bigger diesel storage, I think, because we are currently making diesel significantly faster than we're using it. The other thing we could do is we could make more tree harvesters and stuff. Do you know what? Do you know what? I keep saying, last thing I'm going to do, let's make a large tree harvester. The other ones are large ones, aren't they? Yeah. Let's make a large tree harvester. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have another one on the go. Why not? Cool. So we've done that. We've started planning out this. It was about halfway there, I'd say. It's looking pretty good. The pillar was considering collapsing very briefly and then stopped. That's this over here, because we've had like a slide there, I think. No? Oh, it's this other side. Is that not what I was looking at? No, I was looking at the coal. Over here, we're going to have a problem. That's a problem for future mans. But they are very busily looking at getting all of this flattened. And they're even getting into some rock now, which is good, because we're going to need a lot of rock. So next time, try to finish this off. Let's get some concrete Mark II. As well, it's same concrete, but with the gas kilns going. We're going to have to manually fuel those for now. But once this is running, and we have better food stuff over here, are we going to have excess fuel gas? I don't know. Maybe. But we'll probably, if we do, we'll pump this into this, and then this will belt up into the to the concrete, so that doesn't have to be, or pipe up, I should say. So it doesn't have to be manually done. So that will produce us the same amount of concrete to start. It won't be relying on the slag though, which is a problem. We do actually want to prioritize the slag. I do want that there. I've decided we want to prioritize the slag coming in over the rock, because if we fill up with slag, then, well, we're in problem city. We're in problem city, because then nothing's going to run. Cool. Awesome. Hope you're enjoying this. If you are enjoying it, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those good things. We are looking very nice in terms of our placement of concrete tiles and everything. That's looking quite nice. It's a bit haphazard, but as we get there, it'll start looking better. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, thank you very much for joining me. we've got no housing. Sod. It's the last thing I'm going to do. Bye.